Hi, my name is Lara. Welcome to my channel, Inner Goddess Guidance. I am a personal coach. I was a teacher for 26 years. I am a divine feminine on the twin flame path. And as I stepped into mission, I asked myself what my unique gifts and talents and experiences could bring to the collective. And what I saw was a need for some real tangible tools for people to use to navigate their own path. It is my greatest desire to help you get in touch with your inner guidance system. And I do that through sharing with you some of my tools and experiences that have helped me and really benefited me on this journey. So I want to start today by thanking a few people. I want to start by thanking Melissa, Twin Flame 1616 on Instagram, and she has a blog spot as well, for sharing on her Instagram about my channel, and it was just such a blessing, and it is so nice to connect with you, Melissa. I also want to thank Mystic Moon because she's amazing, right? But she sent me her new cards. So I am so excited to have these, and I am going to bless them. I've already cleansed them. I'm going to work with them until I feel really comfortable to bring them and share them in our readings together. And just because I feel like doing it right now, let's just see what one message comes out from Spirit. Spirit, will you give us one message from Mystic Moon's beautiful cards? It's a blessing for the cards and is a blessing for the reading. And oops, this is falling down. That's not cool. Okay. Oh, there it goes. It fell on the floor and it's upside down, so I don't know what it is. It is nostalgia, our memories, which connects back, to yesterday, right? That we can choose our beautiful memories in which to remember, how great that we have the memories we have, right? Especially the beautiful ones to hold on to. They don't need to cause us pain. We can celebrate them. Nostalgia. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Angela from Mystic Moon. And I also want to thank one of the my subscribers, Faithful One. And I really decided that this video was for you in particular, Faithful One, but for everybody, obviously, because of something that Faithful One mentioned in the last video. She was asking about full moon rituals and how she could maximize that energy, the full moon energy. So what I did was I did a little research, but I also combined some of the stuff that I've done in my own full moon rituals, and that's what I want to talk to you today about. So on Thursday, the 28th, is the full moon in Capricorn. It is the strawberry full moon, from what I learned. Hope I have all that right. And I just want to share with you some of the things that I do to bring intention to that time. So rituals are extremely powerful, in part because what we're doing is we're directing energy into a moment in time, a space, a moment where we're setting intentions, where we're focusing our thought and our energy, and that is a powerful experience, right? It's powerful. It charges, if you will, that time with even more intensity. So we're working with the energy of the full moon and the energy of our intention, and bringing it together in a ritualistic way, and it's really can be quite beautiful. So here are some things you can do. I have for many months now looked up the full moon online. I look up the exact time of the full moon for me in my time zone, And I try, if I can, to organize my ritual as closely to that exact time as possible. And you can look up online suggestions for full moon rituals. There's so much available and beautiful options, and I've done them from just straight verbatim from places I've found online. You can also make your own full moon ritual. And so what I'm going to present to you today are some of the components that I use in my own full moon ritual that you might include in yours. You can also find through Meetup or other platforms, maybe at your local metaphysical store if they sponsor events. Mine does. And so they might have full moon rituals going on, or a full moon meditation or something like that going on. And it's nice to be with other people. So we have our own ritual that can create intention and energy and focus. But when we merge with a collective and experience that collectively, it's like magnifying, it's like intensifying that. So it can be a really beautiful experience to meditate with a group, or to drum with a group, or whatever is the full moon ritual that is being sponsored in your area. There is, I believe, no right way to do a full moon ritual. You get to make your own full moon ritual. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, personally, is to infuse it with the essence of who you are. So to think about what you like and you want to bring to that. Here are some things you might include in your full moon ritual. A cleansing bath. So water is really powerful around the full moon, and you can go to water in person. That would be a beautiful thing to do as well. If there's a lake, a river, a stream, a pond, you could go to that place, or the ocean. That would be lovely. But you can also, or in addition to that, you can bathe and have a ritual bath. And when you do that, you might use Epsom salts or Himalayan sea salt, or the pink Himalayan salts. Create a nice bath for yourself. I do Epsom salt baths on a regular basis. The suggestion is to stay in for at least 20 minutes, if not 40 minutes. And I think the reason why is the first 20 is sort of pulling the toxins from your body, and the next 20 is the cleansing time. But I don't know. That's just what it said on my Epsom salts. And I add into my bath also some essential oils. And the essential oil that I use most often is frankincense. And frankincense, because it is good for many things, including connecting spiritually with the divine. Another thing to do is to drink lots of water, and to be intentional when you drink it. So I took my my pitcher that I keep in the fridge that filters all my water, and I took a pen and I wrote on the outside of it, thank you, water. Water is life. Water keeps us healthy. This water is filled with blessings. Water is joy. All kinds of positive messages on the outside of the container. I just used a Sharpie, and that was just another way of me sort of charging the water with the intention. If you wanted to do research online, you can find that there's a lot of information about how water can carry memory. And so, yeah, you might want to do that. Marasu Emoto, Dr. Masaru Emoto, I think that's the way you say it, has done a lot of work with water crystals and intention, and how prayer can change the structure of the water crystal. And so I chose to put those words on the outside of my water pitcher as a way of just adding extra vibration, extra charge to it. It took like all of, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, and why not, right? It was easy to do. So that was bathe, go to water in person, or and drink water. Make time to meditate. There are beautiful meditations for the full moon you can look up. And of course, yesterday in the talk that I gave, or the video that I made, I mentioned the Twin Hearts meditation, which is available through the Pranic Healing. I think it's just pranichealing.com or pranichealing.org, but it's the United States chapter of Pranic Healing Institute, and you can look that up. They do a full moon Twin Hearts meditation and stream it. Highly recommend that. But doing your own time for meditation is good, whether you do it as a guided meditation or whether you just do your own, taking time to just breathe in, breathe out, especially to ground yourself, to be out. You know, if you can do this outside, that's fabulous. If you're inside, to take off your shoes and off your socks, right? And put your feet on the floor and really ground yourself into that energy. It's good. So a third thing that you can do is to set intentions for things that you want to let go and bring in. So let's talk about letting go for a minute. Lots of things that we might want to let go at the full moon. It's a good time to let go of things. Usually new moon is bringing in new, and the full moon is letting go of things you no longer want, no longer serve you. So I want to tell you about one wonderful thing that I found a while back at a local metaphysical shop. It's called wishing paper. So flying wish paper, and it comes with these little platforms that look like this. They're kind of cardstock. And then they come with pieces of tissue paper inside, and it tells you how to use them. And you can use them both for making a wish, that is bringing something new in on the new moon if you want, and for letting things go. So I release my fear, or I release my procrastination, whatever you're trying to release. And what I ended up doing for this video, and I tried it out, totally works, because I was out of the wishing paper that I had bought for US $12. Okay, so it cost $12. But I discovered that I could make my own. It's not that hard. So here's how you do it. I took a piece of cardstock that was just a nice piece of paper like you might use for scrapbooking, but a little thicker. So this one is all silver glittery. And I cut a platform. And then I cut out of just regular tissue paper, I cut squares. You don't want to make them too big, by the way. Okay? And then what you do is you take a pen and you write out. Now, if you might write a certain number of these if you have a number that's important to you, 4, 10, or 11. So you might write one thing that you'd like to get rid of that no longer serves you. So I might say, I release my need to control others. Okay, so I release my need to control others. Just write it on there. Then you crumple it up into a little ball. And once it's crumpled up, then you uncrumple it again. After you've uncrumpled it, you wrap it around your finger. So I use my index fingers, and I just sort of wrap it around until I'm creating a column. Okay. Like that. Then you take your platform. I'm going to do this right in front of you, hopefully. In fact, I'm going to move. I'm going to do this right here. So you take your platform and you set it on the platform. Now, I thought I had some matches, but I'm going to have to use my lighter. I like matches a little more for ritual, personally. but I will use this lighter. And then you're going to light it. You'll notice that it flies up. And you probably couldn't see that, but it just turns into a very fine ash. And you can catch all those ashes in a bowl, if you have a bowl, like a ceremonial bowl. I have found that doing them one by one is a little, let me get the ash off my finger. Collecting them in one bowl, like I have one of these Himalayan singing bowls, you know, you could ritualistically collect them. You could collect them in a, oh, I moved it. Where did I move it to? You could collect it in an abalone shell if you have one or anything like that, or just in your hand. I don't know, you could collect it in your hand, you could rub it together, you could smudge it on your face, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that is one thing to think about letting go and using a ritual for letting go. If you don't have any tissue paper, and by the way, I just cut some out of a regular sheet of tissue paper, right? You don't have any tissue paper on hand, you can always just write your what you want to let go on a sheet of paper. You can make them into smaller strips. You can again place them in a bowl and ritualistically burn them. You know, that's a way of symbolically letting them go, right? Another thing when you are letting go is to actually do a cleanse of your house, like for example your closet or a drawer. So clean it out, and anything that you can give away, like donate, put it in a bag and drop it off at the donation site, right? If you have a Goodwill or a Salvation Army or you know, whatever is available to you to give away, maybe a shelter. So go through your things and purge out some of the stuff that you can get rid of on the full moon. Make a bag and then take it to that place and give it away. That would be a beautiful thing to do. Okay, you can also use crystals in your ritual in a variety of ways. You can put crystals in your bath. I've done that before, and you just have to be careful if you're going to put it in your bath that it's a crystal that can withstand water and salt. Okay, so be very careful with that because not all of them can. It is an excellent time at the full moon. It's perfect time to charge your crystals. And by the way, if any of you have jewelry that has semi-precious stones in it or crystals in it, that is a good time for you to cleanse your jewelry. Your jewelry, if you've got stones in your jewelry, will also pick up energy. It will pick up energy from the people who put it together or the people who mined it. So clearing your jewelry is it's a really good time to do that as well. Now, you might want to be careful in terms of where you put it outside. So if you want to cleanse your crystals or your jewelry, what you'll want to do is put it out in the full moon overnight. So what I do, or if you don't want to put it outside in the full moon, put it in a window that will get the full moon light through it. So if you're going to do your jewelry and you don't want it to get wet, or you know, maybe you don't have a yard to put it in where it would you're worried about it getting taken or something. Anyway, you might want to put it in some sort of bag or something that would let the light in to penetrate, but not let let's say the rain get on it or something like that. Okay. So you can use it as a time for charging your crystals, even your jewelry. The crystals that you might use, I looked up this wonderful site that was called, let me just look quickly if I can grab it here. It was called gypsyartevents.com. And she had 21 ways to celebrate the full moon. And beautiful ideas, and I got a few of these from her. And she mentioned, what was I saying? Oh, she mentioned that the 3 crystals that she likes to use for full moon rituals include selenite, amethyst, and of course, moonstone. So you might want to read up on different crystals and how you can use them. You might use them as you're meditating, just holding the crystal. You could lie down like on a beautiful night, like in the summertime. You could lie in the full moon outside and place the crystals on you. There's lots of ways that you can use crystals. Okay, another idea, a beautiful idea, is to drum. So last year I bought myself, sorry, I'm just going to reduce this quickly so that I know what's on there. Okay, so last year I went on OfferUp. So you could go to OfferUp, or what's the other one that everybody uses? See, I'm old. I don't know. Anyway, you could go on one of those resale sites and you put in drum. And then I looked up, this is a djembe drum. I think that's how you say it, DJEMBE or IMBE, djembe drum from Africa. And I bought myself, I found a nice drum, and it's kind of fun, you know? You could do a little bit of drumming. And there's good tutorials online if you want to look that up. Even better, invite a bunch of friends to do a full moon ritual with you, and you can all bring drums or instruments and drum together. Create a drum circle, dance. So maybe one person has a drum and another person doesn't. You can, dress up and dance. You can sing. There's all kinds of beautiful songs that you can sing in honor of the moon and of life and of celebration of the earth. So to sing as a way of honoring. Write and speak your prayer. So write and speak a prayer. I think it's one of the most powerful things we can do to write our own prayer. I always try to include thank yous, gratitude to Spirit for providing for all my needs. And I try to include something about, working for my highest and best good. I don't anymore personally get specific in what I ask for. I ask for love to enter my life. I ask for an open heart. I ask for open mind. I ask to release things that are holding me back from my success or holding me back from achieving my highest and greatest good. So you can write your own prayer to whoever you choose to pray to, God, Yahweh, Spirit, whoever, Gaia, right? The goddess. Okay, you can light a candle. And I think one very beautiful thing to do that I have done is to, I went out, bought a nice taper, okay, this will last about maybe 6 to 8 hours. And I kind of light it and let the whole thing go. But I have just taken a pen and carefully, I just write my prayer into the candle. So I just say, Dear Spirit of the universe, please bless me this month with your grace and wisdom to achieve my highest and greatest good. Please let me let go of things that no longer serve me and remove any hurdles from my path. In full faith and much gratitude, Lara. And so I carve that into the candle, and then of course just find a candle holder, put it in, light it, and I let it all burn down till it's all gone. And that is my way of asking for a blessing. Get creative. Do something that inspiring. Do a project, an art project, or just get creative with something, make something, do something. You could make your own candle. That would be a beautiful thing to do. Look up how to make candles. You can make candles with your own essential oils if you have essential oils. And you can put things in your candles like crystals. You could put herbs and flowers and all kinds of things. So there's beautiful ways to make candles. I've made many of my own candles. What I do is when I get candles, in the past, I've gotten lots of candles that come in containers like this. And when they're gone, I heat it up, I take out all this stuff, and I've bought the little tabs that go in the bottom, and I've put in the wicks, and then I've bought some organic soy wax that I've made into candles. And I've added my own essential oils. Do look it up online because essential oils can burn off if it's too hot. So there's kind of some things that you need to know if you're going to do that. But then I sort of have targeted through my use of oils. I've targeted different chakras for myself. So frankincense, for example, I think works with the crown chakra. So or crown and third eye, let's say. And so I put the right kind of oil into the container, and I also have coordinated my container with my chakra. So when I'm doing work with a specific chakra, I can like that. So this is one example of that. Connect with the astrology energy. So the full moon that's coming up currently is the Capricorn full moon. For Native American cultures, it was called the strawberry full moon. You could make yourself a bowl of beautiful strawberries and eat it while you're doing your ritual. You could make 6 strawberries since we're in June. And each strawberry could represent something you want to bring into your life after you've already let go of the things you want to let go of, for example. Capricorn represents being grounded, stable, hardworking. So you could set intentions for where in your life you want to bring in stability, where in your life you want to become more grounded, and where you need to focus your work. Okay, so and you could do that, with the strawberries. Each strawberry could represent one area of your life you want to bring that to. Okay. Also, let's talk about cleansing space before you do your ritual. You can use sage. My sage is kind of small now because I use it to clear the cards and such. I personally, people are different, but I personally don't care for the smell of sage. Outside, I'm fine, but inside, I don't like it very much. I personally like better Palo Santo. If you do buy Palo Santo, which is wonderful and fabulous, I like the smell of it very much. Other people don't like Palo Santo. But if you do use this to clear your space, and you can clear your house on a full moon, you can clean your own energy, clear your cards, clear your, all kinds of ways you can clear it. But make sure when you buy Palo Santo that you buy it from a sustainable source. So Palo Santo is very sacred wood, and in the past, it was only harvested when the tree fell of its own accord, or part of the tree fell off of its own accord and died, and because it was that sacred. And so now some places are not ethically raising the wood. In other words, they're killing the trees in order to raise the wood. I'm not sure. I just know that there are ethical sources and non-ethical sources. So make sure that it says like sustainable on it. Okay. And incense. Oh my gosh, incense. I love incense. So I have this incense by Shoyedo, or Shoyedo. And this one's sapphire for devotion. And this one is natural incense, hope. And I have another one that's love. And I just found them at my local metaphysical bookstore. And God, I love the smell of them. I have made my own incense burners. I'll show you. There it is. So I made this little incense burner. I was thinking of a lotus. I made it out of Fimo clay, so there's a good creative idea for you. And then you bake the clay. So I did it in, the chakra colors. And I did another one here, which was my first prototype, which is just pink. Yeah. And of course, if you buy the shoyedo, it just comes with these little tiny discs inside of it that you can put the incense in. Anyway, those were my ideas for you today in creating a beautiful full moon ritual for yourself, or just bringing in ritual to the day of the full moon. It's a great time to set intention. It's a great time to let things go. And when we infuse something with ritual, we're infusing energy, and we're making it sacred. We're really bringing a sacred sense to that time. So I hope that gives you some good ideas. Okay, let us pull a Goddess Oracle card of the day. This comes from the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky and Frana Janto. Dear Spirit, please give us, that was fast. Lakshmi, abundance. I always do this wrong. There we go. There it is, Lakshmi, abundance. And you know what? Look at her. She's coming out of the lotus flower, isn't she? I'm sure it will tell us about that. The lotus is such a beautiful symbol. I want to do a whole video that's just on symbols and why the lotus is so cool. But it grows out of the mud and creates beauty. And I kind of think of that as being representative of the way we are. It's because of the struggles we've been in. It's because of the hardships we've been through that we come out of that and blossom, and the beauty of the blossom is even more striking. Okay, Lakshmi. Abundance. I am the ever-flowing outpouring of plenty, the inexhaustible, the never-ending. From the fullness of my being, I give richly and opulently, generously and copiously, luxuriously and liberally. I am limitless, for I cannot be contained. I am everywhere and will never cease to be. Worship of Lakshmi began prior to the Aryan invasion of India. She is considered the animating force or Shakti of Vishnu, the preserver. Her sacred animal is the cow, symbol of abundance and plenty. She appears here with elephants pouring water, another symbol of her powerful abundance. Although described as flowing on the eternal sea of time, resting on a lotus, Hindus say that the gods churned the sea of creation from which Lakshmi appeared in all her splendor. Lakshmi appears in your life to tell you it is time to nurture wholeness by recognizing and living from abundance. Is your existence defined and contained by the parameters of scarcity rather than abundance? Are your finances based on a poverty consciousness rather than limitlessness and plenty? Is your outlook on life one of never having enough rather than of having your needs met? Let yourself open to abundance, the bounty that exists in your world. Lakshmi says that abundance is hard to perceive if lack, poverty, and scarcity dominate your consciousness. The way to wholeness for you lies in opening to the flow of abundance in the universe and recognizing the abundance in your life. When you open to the flow, you become part of it and you draw it to you. When you become aware of the abundance in your life in all its forms, friendship, health, family, love, beauty, talent, humor, etc., you can call in more from a conscious place. Abundance. So the key is that you might be lacking in a lot of things, but to shift your focus from what you're lacking to what you have. Because sometimes when we stay in that perception of lack, we only increase the lack. But if we can find the ways we are abundant, and here's pushing it even a little bit farther. Can you find areas in your life that you are so abundant that you can give of that abundance to others? If you can find what it is you do have and give that out, you will be then gifting to the universe. You'll be sharing that abundance, and the abundance can then come back to you. So maybe you don't have, let's say, a lot of money, but you have time or you have talent. We can trade our time and talent for other things. We can gift it to people. So what can you do? What do you have? In what ways can you shift your perception of whatever it is you think you lack to focusing on what it is you have a lot of, and then figuring out how you can actually share that with others? Abundance. Lakshmi. Okay, so next card is the healing cards from the Carolyn Mace Healing Cards, a daily practice for maintaining spiritual balance. You know what I forgot to do completely, but I'm going to do it now. So never too late. I forgot to do the invocation. And when I set up this channel, I thought that the ritual of it was important to me. And this is an important part of the ritual that I don't want to leave out. So now that I've remembered it, I'm going to include it. Dear Spirit of the universe, of love and light, please be with us in this time and place as we focus our collective intention on gaining wisdom and guidance for our journey toward healing and self-mastery. We ask for open hearts and minds to receive the messages that will serve our highest and best good in the service of love in all forms, with deep gratitude. Thank you. And thank you, Spirit, for Lakshmi, abundance, and thank you for reminding me that I needed to do the invocation. And here is your healing card for the day. It went flying. Okay, this says hope is nature's way of enabling us to survive so that we can discover nature itself. Hope is nature's way of enabling us to survive so that we can discover nature itself. It always, okay, I'll read the back first. For this day, acknowledge the restoring power of hope. Direct that power to bless all that needs healing in your life, including your negative attitudes and disappointments. Direct that power to bless all that needs healing in your life, including your negative attitudes and disappointments. You know, down on the other side of the world, from where I am in Australia, it is just past winter solstice. And the thing that I love about winter solstice is and that's what this is reminding me of, the card. It is that point at which the energy shifts from dying to living again. And even if you can't see it, it's the seed that begins to grow. It's ready to, if not make its appearance yet, it's the potential is there. It's under the surface. It's moving toward life again and toward light again. You know, here in the northern hemisphere, we just passed summer solstice. And so we reached the apex of that light, right? But from here until winter solstice, we start to get a little darker. We move our way toward darkness. And in that sense, we're moving our way toward death again, or to dormancy again. But those of you who are in the darkness on the other side, in the southern hemisphere, you're in the darkest part of the year, but you're working your way now toward light. That's hope, right? The light's coming back again. It always does. The light always comes back again. Anyway, beautiful. And then I thought, just to change it up today, I already cleared these cards. I wanted to use this deck, which is the Power of Surrender cards. And I thought I had yep, I do. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly who it's by. It's by, Judith Orloff, MD. Power of Surrender cards. And I just felt like for the full moon reading, excuse me while I pick these up, for the full moon reading, that surrendering, giving up what we need to let go of, right? Oh man. Okay. I felt like what we needed to let go of was appropriate. So, so let's focus our energy here and ask Spirit to please give us one card that we can let go of. What can we let go of in this full moon, in the next day? I wish they would not go flying on the floor, but I don't know what else to do. Okay, this one says, ooh, I like it. Surrender to creativity. Perfect. Because you can create your own full moon ritual. Do it. Try it. Just give it a shot. See what happens. Okay, this says, let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So, surrender to creativity. And in terms of a good affirmation for the day, could simply say, today I will see hope around me. I will focus on hope. Today I focus on hope. I will be creative. Today I see creativity all around me. I open myself to creative forces. Today I will find abundance in my life with creativity and hope. Because that's what abundance does. When we have creativity and hope, you know, even if we don't feel like we have anything, right? Hope and creativity, we can be abundant in them, even if in not a material sense we're not abundant. I am abundant in hope and creativity. Okay, that's it for today. I have a feeling this is a long one. Sorry, it went a little long. I try to keep them at 30 minutes. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope there were a few gems in the talk today that you can use that will serve you. And once you've done the full moon ritual, or if you have ideas, put your ideas in the comments section. I really, or if you have ideas for other videos, you want to reach out to me through email. My email is in the description box. Or if you want to do that in the comments section to let me know what other kinds of topics you would like me to address, or questions you have, or things that you're struggling with. I just want to thank again Faithful One for reminding me that this would be a good idea to do right now. So I appreciate that. You guys have a lovely day. And thank you, everyone, including Melissa from Twin Flame 1616, Mystic Moon, and every single one of you. Thanks. Bye-bye.